I have divided into 3 parts the interview thing. So basically, first I'll start with the basic rules, the general things. I think you know all these things, but if I tell them, then again it will be a brushed up thing. So first thing first. So now if I go with this type of attire in an interview, it will not be good. Okay, you know, your dress is very important. You have to well dress up, means you're formal. You have to be in fully formal. There is one guy from our batch, Hemangonomis. You must have heard about him. 5th rank. He got 5th rank. He got 180 out of 200. And he told me that he wore formal suit, coat pant, full formal suit. He got 180, and he told that that formal suit, it might bring extra 10 marks for him. So that's why I think it is important. Means if you can afford, then go with a formal suit. And for ladies, yes, mekhla chador, or for tribal, I mean traditional garments, and also sari, anything, I mean salwar. These are formal, taken as formal. And now the brown shoes, what do you think? It is formal or not? No, right. It is not formal. Actually, during our training days at staff college, it is said to us that brown shoes are not formal. Always wear black shoes. And necktie for men. Necktie is very essential. And these are basic things. You have to do it. Dress code here. Then while you are about to enter, then you have to seek permission. And you will always do it. You will never forget. After that, directly don't sit if you are not asked to sit. Always remember this, because in our batch, after getting our appointment, when our batchmates went to join Kamrup Metro DC, then Angamuthu sir was DC. See, they were appointed already. Okay, they were appointed, but yet Angamuthu sir means they got seated without taking permission. Then Angamuthu sir said, "Why you have seated?" So it is a general courtesy, and after coming into, I mean, you just address them as good afternoon, good morning, as the normal time. Okay. Then generally they will ask you to sit. Generally they will ask you to sit, and if not, then you can ask. You can ask for sitting. Then and also then what you have to do, then you will get questions from the interviewers. In my interview, there were 3 interviewers, 3 panelists. They were Dhruva Hazarika sir, Deepak Sharma sir, and one commissioner and secretary. I forgot his name, though Dhruva Hazarika sir was the chairman of the board. Anyway, now the sitting posture came. How you have to sit. Now the correct sitting posture would be, just sit with your spinal cord straight and look up to them. Make eye contact. This is very necessary. Make eye contact during the whole process, because if you are shying away from eye contact, then it will just represent that you are underconfident. You have to be confident. And your hands, where your hands will be put, just put it in your lap. Put it in your lap. Simple. Then your mode of communication. So my strategy was that if they ask me in English, I will speak in English. If in Assamese, then in Assamese. Simple. But in general, I'm from Assamese medium background. I mean, up to 10th, class 10, I have Assamese medium schooling. So I'm not that much confident in English speaking. But anyway, as before that also, I have appeared for 3 interviews. One was for SSB University Entry Scheme, that was done by Army, Indian Army. So then also, I mean, I could speak English. So I was confident, but I didn't appear for any mock interview, which I actually should appear. because mock interviews really help. It help you to actually to assess yourself. It is just for yourself. So mode of communication, I mean, and anyway in APSC it comes down to, I mean, Assamese only. It basically comes down to Assamese. But if you are good in English, then you can go on with your English. It's not a problem. Just the language is not important. How you represent, that is important. How you tell them the answer, that is important. Now they will ask question. So our motto would be to listen very carefully, so that we won't ask them again to repeat or pardon sir, that please elaborate it, so that we don't tell them. So listen very carefully, then let them complete their question. Take a pause of 2-3 seconds, just structure your answer, process your answer, then you simply answer it. It may be a very general, very simple question. I mean, you know it beforehand. You do not need to be in excitement, in a very happy mood, that I know it, so I will tell them hurriedly. Don't do it. Just show them. I mean, just make your composure, I mean, consistent. Make yourself consistent there. If you know a thing, then you can very well represent them. But I mean, with a careful thing. I mean, your balance of answer is very important. And then, and if you don't know, then what you will do? Anything? Don't bluff. Don't fake. If you don't know, don't guess also. Directly say that I don't know, sir. Sorry, sir. I don't know. I am unable to recall it. Just anyway, I'll read on it. Anything. If you don't know, then don't bluff. There, I know one IRS officer. Actually, he appeared for UPSC interview for 3 times. In one such interview, which he couldn't clear, I mean, overall his name won't appear. In that interview, he was asked about who first translated Ramayana into a regional language. So he didn't know the answer. Then they hinted, I mean, they've given a hint that he is from Assam only, and this guy is from Assam. And in UPSC, if you belong to Assam, then obviously one Assam question will be there, 1 or 2. I mean, there may be more. Then he guessed it, Lakshmanath Bezburwa. So do you know the answer? Right. So you should not guess, you should not bluff. But they may give you hint, huh? They may give you hint. Deepak Sharma sir has given me hint in my interview. Like there was one question, why that belongs to my region only. I'm from Bongaigaon. So why Kabaitari was famous? Kabaitari is famous. Then actually I know that from Jogigopa. Jogigopa is famous from coal mines are there. I mean, actually not mines. Coals are dumped there. So it is famous for coal. But he asked me about Kabaitari. So it was a nearby place. Jogigopa and Kabaitari is very near. Then I thought that Kabaitari won't be the answer. I mean, coal won't be the answer for Kabaitari. So I don't know. I said I don't know. Then they have given that, I mean, which material is used for making your roads, etc., etc., that type of thing. Then I got that it would be coal. Then I answered. So I was sure that that's why I answered. So in that way, I mean, if you are confident enough, 100% confident, you can answer. But otherwise, don't bluff. Then, yes, if you don't understand any question, and if you think that if they can elaborate it, you may answer it, I mean, properly, then you can request them for elaborating it. And now your hobby. See, you will be, I mean, till now, I mean, now you know that APSC syllabus has got changed. Now I don't know how, if the DF thing comes in like UPSC, it may come in APSC also, detailed application form. But till now it is not. Okay, in our time, what we have given to them, our certificates. Like if in my case I have done one drama, so I have that certificate, I've given them. So ultimately that will represent that it may be my hobby, it may be my thing. Okay, so in detailed application form you have to write your hobby, and if it is there, and if it is not, you may be asked. Hobby thing is always asked, and if it is, I mean, if it somehow matches with their hobby also, but otherwise interests, then it is good, because in my case Dhruva Hazarika sir was there, and you know, he's, I mean, writer, yes. So I also used to write, I mean, in letters to the editor I write, and also some poems and travelogues. Then so it matches, and there were almost 5 minutes gone, I mean, so it was good. It was a healthy discussion, and it's not a type question thing, but we're just discussing that, have you read that book, have you read that book, this type of thing. So this kind of thing, and be very specific about your hobby. So, while answering, be very crisp, specific, to the point, succinct. You should, I mean, answer to the point. Like in our mains, if the question comes like why India has opted out from RCEP, okay, then in mains how will you write? First you will mention about what is RCEP, okay, intro, you will mention about RCEP, it is the trading partnership, largest economic, whatever there is, okay. Then you will go about India thing. But in interview, you directly come to the point. They already know about RCEP. You do not need to tell about them, that is the 16 countries group, whatever, etc. You do not need to tell about them. And directly come to the point, answer it, and end it. Then maintain your calm and composure pose, okay, because it is very natural that you would be nervous. Everyone would be nervous. So but try to remain calm, because only then your best answer would come. Only then you can represent yourself very well. An interview is nothing but your representation. So see, your personality thing begins, I mean, it begins from right from your childhood. You cannot do it, I mean, you cannot change it just in 2-3 months. But your presentability of your personality can be changed. You can modify it. Okay, like actually in my case, I stammer while I get nervous, but I can easily suppress it. By doing something, by working upon it. You can also do it. Nobody is perfect, and our imperfections are also not very bad. Anyway, so these are, I mean, basic things, I mean, in the interview room, how you should do. And if one more thing, suppose in the first some minutes your interview doesn't go well, then you should not get nervous, because you can bounce back. There may be question. In my case, the first minute, I mean, it doesn't go well. Then I mean, some familiar questions come, and also though it is called a personality test, remember that factual questions would be asked. Okay, GK type questions would be asked. Anyway, it will be asked. How to prepare for your interview thing. So after, I mean, have you appeared for mains, anyone? Yes, no? Yeah. Then after mains, what happened? After mains, I stopped reading newspaper. So now I also didn't expect that I would clear mains. I couldn't assess myself. At that time, I appeared for 3 times mains, and last 2 times I couldn't clear. So I couldn't assess that this time I would clear. I was just preparing for UPSC. Then anyway I stopped reading newspaper news, Assam Tribune. I only read Assam Tribune, not the Hindu, because I was not preparing for UPSC first at the initial phase. Later on, though I have to study newspaper, but I didn't study. Anyway, my newspaper, there was a big gap. I mean, for our results came after 7 months. So the thing is that I stopped reading newspaper, and then after getting my mains result, I have to brush them up. I have to study, I have to read them again. So I read all the editorials that 7 months pending. So I read them again. So like this, you have to updated. You have to be updated with your current affairs. Newspaper is a good source of your current affairs. Not the only source, but it's a good source because analysis is there, no? So I read all the 80 editorial page. Okay. Then I read them. Then I earmarked the important issues. I wrote them down in a note. Then I again prepared for it separately. I also took help of YouTube and primetime news from television, and also and then what I did is there was a gap. I didn't study my optionals again because my optionals were education and sociology, and in UPSC I was not thinking of taking them, and education is not in UPSC. Anyway, I was thinking of political science. Anyway, so I read them again, optionals, education and sociology, because questions from optional may come. That's why I read. Then I prepared the general things, for GK. Now the thing is that you have to know about your home district or hometown. Your questions may be asked from them. And so from your hometown, home district, if you are from Guwahati, then suppose you are from Maligaon, then what is the significance of that place? You just prepare it. Then and also I lost touch with my engineering. I did mechanical engineering from 2009 to 13. I passed out in 2013. Though I appeared for some engineering exams, but basically I was preparing for civil services. So the engineering thing, I read some important subjects like fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, etc. I read because I don't know if the interviewer also has the same background. But luckily it was not the case, so I was saved there. Because in mechanical engineering, if they ask some tough questions, then it will be difficult for me. Anyway, questions they ask from mechanical engineering? Actually, not related to mechanical engineering, but they asked me about mechanized farming. It is a general question, mechanized farming, you know it, okay? Like what are the equipments or machines used in mechanized farming, okay? But in one of my earlier interview, there were questions. In one SSB interview, University Interest Scheme, then one army person, that was a one-member panel only. He asked me about the dams. That is also a general question, like China is building dam over upstream of Brahmaputra. So how do you think? He asked me about my opinion, etc., etc. And also in another interview, which I cleared also, that interview also I was asked about thermal power plants. So now how I prepared, if I have to say, then I prepared some model or probable questions and their answers. So what are the probable questions? You all know, like why, but according to your preference, why ACS or APS or ALRS? Because it may be asked. This is important also. Yes, work experience, it is not a prerequisite criteria. It is not needed. If you have, then it is good. If you have. And it is also not a minus point if you don't have. That you must understand. Because people are like this, everyone starts preparing after, during graduation or after graduation, and young people are basically coming up now. So it is not a prerequisite criteria, not anywhere written also. And also there are some questions like, first when you entered into the room, then you may be asked to tell about yourself. So can anyone try? What are the things you will tell in the tell about yourself thing? What are the points? Anyone? You?
So, first I will introduce myself.
Yes. Yes.
I'm from where I have done my graduation
Yeah.
in India. Then I have a work experience of 1 year.
Yeah.
So that part is here. After that I will go directly to my strength and weakness. Strength.
Okay. Good. First your name, then you tell about your hometown, home district, from where you belong. Okay. Next, you tell about your education. or you can tell about your family also. Okay, family is important. Then you tell about your education. Family means my family. Yes, there are 4 members in my family, my parents and my brother, etc. So these are basically the things. Then
Strength is modified.
you can tell about it. There is no bar. You can tell about it, because if you, and anyway it is one of the questions already. Okay, your strengths and weakness. They can ask you your strengths and weakness. If you have good managerial skill, if you worked on some project and you have discovered it, you have actually, strengths and weakness is nothing but finding yourself. So next, your name or surname may generate a question. Like I was in an interview, I was asked, who is Pritam? Then I was like shocked. I was shocked. Who is Pritam? Then I told that I am Pritam sir. Okay. Then I told I am Pritam sir, and I only know that there is a music director in Mumbai who is also Pritam. Okay. So I told that this 2 guy only I know who is Pritam. But actually that was asked by one ADC. Okay, Additional Deputy Commissioner. So anyway, your name, if it is familiar with some figure, important figure, it may generate one question, and your surname also. Like there is one topper, na? Shruti Deshmukh. So she was asked about CD Deshmukh. Then your date of birth also may generate one question. If you are born on 8th March, 19 November, okay, 1 December, 10 December. So these are events. 31st October. What is 31st October?
National Unity Day.
Good. National Unity Day. So in that way, I mean, questions will be related, like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, what does he do? What did he do for India? This type of things may come. Okay. Then even your month of birth may also generate one question. If some October Revolution. Okay. If something happened and it is associated with history, something like that, that may generate one question. And obviously your strengths, weaknesses are there. Important questions maybe come from person in news, PIN. So who are the important person now? Till your doomsday, till your interview, you just go on reading the newspaper or from internet, news stuff. So interview is nothing but anything under the sun, and the good thing is also that you can score, because some questions will be from your personal profile, some questions may be from your educational background. Not everything will be from your civil services, and it is also not possible. It is not also possible to beat them with your knowledge, because they are much more experienced people. They are highly knowledgeable people. Okay, so it is not at all possible. That's why but anyway, just I saw one video of Khan study group. Then that motivated me actually, that believe in the concept of serendipity. Okay, all events will lead to a good thing at last. So just take this as motivation.